Hello, I went on a shopping trip to a small town record fair. Let's have a look what I got. Right then, so the record fair I went to yesterday was in Rugby. It's a small town fair about 2 or 3 miles away from where I live, and it's on probably 3 or 4 times a year. I don't go every time, I'll probably go every other time, give the people a chance to swap their stock over, but I always manage to pick up at least something, and I managed to get a few bits and pieces yesterday which are of interest, and so I shall show them to you now. And we'll start off with this one, which was the first one that I found, and it's this. It's a bit of a ropey looking cover, but apart from that it's fine. The actual record is perfect. I'll show you in a minute. It's a band called Dada. Now, some of you may know who Dada are, some of you may not. Dada is the first band that Elkie Brooks was in, and it's really good sort of rocking, sort of blues type stuff. This, I haven't played this yet, so I don't know exactly a great deal about it. I've heard little snippets of it in the past. The record, you can see it's on a lovely old label there, that Atlantic Atco label is really nice, and I'm not one for normally getting out the records and holding up to the camera and all that stuff. I don't really think you can see a lot anyway, but you can see there that looks pretty clean and nice, and so I was quite pleased to get hold of a copy of that Dada from Elkie Brooks, which was I think before Vinegar Joe, and then of course she went on to have that stellar solo career. But these albums are pretty good. One interesting thing about this one as well, all of the covers I've seen on Discogs have got this gramophone coloured in, you know, sort of a pink colour. Mine is just that colour, so I don't know what that's all about. It doesn't appear to be in any other way different to the rest of them, so I don't know if there's just some that didn't have that coloured in bit or what, but there you go. Anyway, so that one hasn't got the coloured in thing. What have you got? Have you got one that's got a coloured in record player, gramophone in the corner, or is this just one that didn't get printed properly, or was there a whole one of them that Discogs don't know about? But anyway, there you go. That's it. Dada. That was the first thing that I picked up. Second thing that I picked up was from the same chap. These first 3 all came from the same bloke, and to be fair, he normally got something for me every time I go. Those of you that have been watching me for quite a while will remember when I held up that Barry St John album that I bought a year or so ago. I got that from him, and that was good. And again, I was looking through his stuff, and there's an album which I have been after for a long time. Never seen it in the flesh, so to speak. When you do, if you do see it around, it's normally on Discogs or eBay. It's normally north of 50 quid. It's pretty hard to track down, and it's this. It's Billie Davis. Billie Davis's only album. This is a great sort of like northern soul type thing from 1970. She had a few hit singles, got quite a lot of singles out. I've got a CD collection of hers, which has got most of this album on it, if not all of it, and a lot of the singles that weren't on it. But I've never been able to find a copy of the album. I've seen a couple listed on eBay. I think there's one on there now, but it's from the BBC library. I think it's got labels all over the cover and things. And it's about 50 odd quid. This one, you can see I've got 35 quid, but I got it for considerably less than that. The cover's a little bit stained and whatever at the back. The record isn't in as good a nick as I would like it to be, but it's good enough for now. So I was pretty pleased to get all this. You can see the back there, it's the old fashioned thing where you got the little red thing if it was mono, a little blue one if it was stereo. Now the interesting thing as well about this album, there are 2 versions of it. This is, technically speaking, the second version. They both came out within the space of sort of 6 months or so. They both came out in 1970. This is the second press, if you like, and it's got a slightly different back cover. I'll see if I can get a picture of the other back cover and stick that up there or wherever. Anyway, so I'm really looking forward to giving this a spin. It'll take a few goes through the old record cleaning machine, and that should do the trick. But it's nice to have the actual real thing. The front of the cover is pretty clean. The back's just a little bit grubby, but it's as good a copy as I've seen. And like I say, I've never seen one anyway. So there you go. So I'm quite pleased to get hold of that. Billie Davis's only album on Decca. There you go, from 1970. Really good stuff if you like, northern soul stuff. Now, the third one that I got from the same chap is another one that I can't say something I've been looking for actively, but it's something that I've been aware of, and I thought, I must pick up a copy of that. if I ever see one. I'd never seen one, to be honest. But he got one there yesterday, and this is a lovely and clean copy. This is from 1970-ish as well. It's shocking blue. And it's their third or their fourth album. And it's called, there's a title in the centre there, Scorpio's Dance, that's it. So it's great. It's lovely, sort of laminated to a great picture on the front there. Really of the time, isn't it? Nice picture of the band on the back. And again, the really nice label. I like some of the old labels they used to. Look at that penny farthing label. That label is lovely. Really good. There, I like that. And again, the record is absolutely immaculate. I don't normally do this bit. I know a lot of people do. But there you go. I mean, that looks pretty shiny and clean and lovely. So I'm well pleased with that. So that's good. Really nice cover gatefold sleeve. And I've got the 3 off. That chap, I think his name was Adrian, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I've bought stuff off him before, and I'll buy stuff off him again. So I've got those 3 albums, which were all initially priced at 35 quid each, which is not bad, to be fair. I think the Dada one might have been a little bit overpriced, but this was well underpriced for the condition it's in, and like I say, the Billie Davis one, very hard to find. So I'm quite happy with that. They're the 3 that I've got from that one particular store. And moving on then to the next store I went to, there's a bloke there, and he got some really interesting, he's got a pretty big store, but he got a lot of interest. The first thing that caught my eye was something that I'd never seen before and didn't even know existed, and it was this. But I had a look at it and I thought, that looks like it's going to have female vocals for a start off. And then you look on the back, and in the track listing, first track is Here Comes the Sun, or George Harrison. You've got some Gordon Lightfoot tracks, you've got some Donovan tracks, you've got the obligatory Bob Dylan song on there as well. I only discovered that this album came out in about 1970, I think. And look at that label on there. Obviously he's put it in a new sleeve at some point, but that label is great, isn't it? That Vault label. Now the interesting thing again about this one for me, which I didn't discover until I got home, because this was really cheap, and I thought I'm going to take a chance on that because everybody knows how much I like female vocals, and it's around the sort of time that I like sort of the 70s and all that, 1970. And that label looks great with it, Vogue, with that red label. But look carefully, there's one side, and if I turn it round, there's the other side. It's got side 2 on both sides. Now, I've checked, I haven't played it yet, but I've checked that it's not got both sides printed. It's just got both labels, it's got the same label on both sides. Because there's 6 tracks on one side and 5 on the other, so it was pretty easy, even for somebody like me to work out. So yes, it's got side 2's label printed on both sides, but again, it's lovely and clean. It's nice. I think he wanted like 10 quid for this. I bought about 4 or 5 off him in the end, so again, I got a deal, so I got it for less than that. I've looked it up, obviously, since I got back home, and that band called We 5 never released in England. This was only released in America and Brazil and a few other places like that. It never came anywhere near here, so I don't know where he managed to get hold of this one from, but I haven't played it yet. I've got no idea what it's going to be like. I'll report back at some point, but I thought, well, you know what, let's get up to date. Did the record fair yesterday, let's get this out today, while they're all fresh in my mind and everything. So I'm really looking forward to getting to listen to that. I think their biggest album was their first one, which was about 1967, 68. I think they're a bit of a sort of like a pop folky type group, but anyway, I'm going to be interested. It'll be interesting to find out a little bit more about them. So if you know anything about them, let me know. I know nothing about them at all. Just took a bit of a chance on it, but it looks like it might be quite interesting. From the same chap, I've got another couple of albums that I've been meaning to get for a long time. Well, the first one of them I've been meaning to get for a long time. Anyway, the second one, probably not so much, but it's one of them things I thought I'd probably get it one day. And he got these, and I think he wanted 8 quid for these, which... fair enough. It's a Beautiful Day. Now, It's a Beautiful Day for all you Deep Purple fans out there will know that is where Deep Purple got that riff, if he's right to call it a riff, that sort of signature tune to Child in Time from a track on this called Bombay Calling, which kicks off side 2. So I've always been meaning I must pick up a copy of that because it'll be nice to have. And it's one of them things that you go somewhere, you see one, but then you find other stuff that you want more importantly, and you buy that and you leave this one behind. didn't happen this time, and I think I said the bloke got £8 on. This is a 1979 repress, but it's a particularly good 1979 repress because it's got all of the original stuff on there. It's got a proper sleeve as well with a gatefold in the centre, and then the picture on the back. You can differentiate it from the original presses by the fact that it's got this sort of like later CBS label and also this black bar along the bottom. But this is, again, wasn't released in the UK. It's a European only edition from 1979, so it's pretty good. Nice to finally have a copy of that. And also from the same chap, he got another one of their albums, and this one is called It's a Beautiful Day Today. And again, it's the same, from the same time. It's a 1979 European reissue. And again, it's got the gatefold on the inside with all the info on there, and it's on that same label, the later CBS with the orange and the yellow sunburst type thing on it. Now, I don't know any of the tracks on this one. I do know that after Deep Purple used, shall we say, that riff to Child in Time, It's a Beautiful Day, a sort of a reciprocal thing. I don't think it was done with any sort of like bad feeling or anything, but they took a Deep Purple track and they used that riff to mould a song of theirs around. But I can't remember what that was. It may well have been a track off the Marion Maiden album. It might actually even be Marion Maiden. I'll have to try and find out and see if I can flash it up on the bottom of the screen when I know what it is. But they're a really good band. It's a Beautiful Day. As you can see, female vocals to the fore again, and there's a full picture of the band. There's slightly different lineup on this one to the first album, but I'm looking forward to it. I don't know any of the tracks on here at all, so that should be pretty good. And like I said, the bloke wanted £8 each for them, and I bought 4 or 5 albums of them all together, so by the time I paid up, they probably only cost me £6 or £7 a piece, so that's got to be good stuff. And the same chap had another box. He had a box of albums for £5, and I thought, let's have a look and see what's in there, because I'd looked at the vinyl on those ones, and they were really nice, clean and shiny. In his box of albums for £5, he only got a couple that I wanted. Those things that were basically gaps in collections that I haven't, well, discographies that I haven't finished off. The first one of them was this Robin Trower, Caravan to Midnight. There's a whole host of great Robin Trower albums. So albums, you remember I showed a few previously a year or so ago. This was one of the ones that I hadn't got. This was from about 1978, I think. It's on the old blue Christmas label, so it's a UK first press, so that'll be nice to have. I only wanted £5 for that, so that's got to be worth £5 of anybody's money. A Robin Trower album, can't go wrong, can you, with James Dewar on the vocals as well. Really good stuff, so I'm looking forward to getting to listen to that one. Then the other one that I've got is an album I thought I'd got until recently. I was always convinced I'd got a copy of this, and when I was going through this particular band's section in my cabinets and things the other day, I couldn't find it. I thought, well, maybe I haven't got a copy of that then. I've certainly heard it before, but I haven't got one. I thought I must pick one of those up, and lo and behold, what did I find in there? Oh, there we go, Santana, Abraxas. Now, I definitely remember this is one of the first sort of rock albums I heard, because as I've told the story in the past about when I started getting into all the music and stuff, we used to do art at school, and they used to let you play the records while you were doing art and stuff, and you'd have the lads would be bringing in Pink Floyd and Rush and all that sort of stuff, and the girls would be bringing in Fleetwood Mac and this. So it was heard quite a lot. So I always thought I'd got one, but I haven't. There are a couple of us. This is actually the UK second pressing, which is just in an ordinary envelope sleeve. There's a gatefold sleeve version as well, but it's got the old, as you can see, the old CBS label on there, different to the one from the It's a Beautiful Day albums that we saw earlier on. So I'm pretty pleased to pick that up for just £5. So that's good. And I think it's got Black Magic Woman on it, hasn't it, this one? Yeah, so it's got quite a few good tracks on there. So that's another one in my Santana collection. Or maybe back in myself. Maybe I did have it and somebody borrowed it and never gave me back. I don't know. But there you go. I've got it again there. Santana, Abraxas. And that was the last one that I bought off him. So I've got these two out of his £5 each pile. Then the It's a Beautiful Day ones were supposed to be £8. The Week 5 I'd never heard of was supposed to be a tenner. I think I got them for £30 in the end, so got to be good stuff. Looking forward to having a listen to all of those later in the week. Obviously, know what we're going to get with this one, but it's going to be interesting to see what the others come out like. Then one or two others I picked up that you may think, or this one you may think I don't need. Maybe I didn't need, but I do. It's this. This Francoise RD Nouvelle edition. Now, this is a compilation with obviously got a early stuff on, but it's also got a bit of later stuff on, and it's got it all in a slightly different order as well, which is interesting, and it's a lovely package. I mean, look at that front cover there. Loads of, you probably can't see it, can you? Probably with the thing on, but it's got lots of lovely little pictures on there, and it's got loads of nice pictures on the back as well. And then on the inside, another nice thing in the gatefold there. And then the thing that just topped it off for me is the fact that if you go inside the actual record, it's got the real Vogue inners as well. All that in French, and then that Vogue label from France in the mid-70s. I love that one. David covered a Whitesnake album on that label when I first bought it, and I've always liked that label ever since. So I think the mixture of all those things and the fact that it was pretty cheap as well. I've already got 2 or 3 Francoise RD compilations, probably more than that to be honest. But this one is a really nice one. So there you go, another one for my Francoise RD section. Just 3 more to go now, and this one is Rita Jean Bodine. Now, those of you that were around earlier in the year, you may know I've been doing a bit of a catch-up on what I bought earlier in the year, and I managed to buy the other Rita Jean Bodine album, which is great. Well, I've not got this one, but I managed to find one. It's good. It's that sort of, what do you call it, sort of like soul, funky, jazz pop type stuff from the mid-70s. There's the back cover. It's a really good album. This really, I've managed to play this one because these next 3 that I've got, I didn't actually buy these. And the same with the Francoise. I didn't actually get them at the record fair yesterday. I got them through the post earlier in the week, so I have played these. So Rita Jean Bodine, that's the second of her 2 albums. I've got both of them there, and they're really good. So if you see these around, really good stuff. I think there's a famous song on this. Oh yeah, Dancing in the Streets is on. This is a cover of that, and there's also a cover of Hold On I'm Coming on it, so you get a bit of an idea what sort of stuff it is. But yeah, she was really good, Rita Jean Bodine, so if you get a chance to pick that up, do so. Another one who I bought one of her other albums a year or so ago now was this lady, Karen Lawrence. Now, she was better known for being a backing vocalist for all sorts of people, including Frankie Miller. And I've got her other solo album, which was good. And then this one's actually down as Karen Lawrence and the Pins. But it's really good. Good sort of album. It's what you'd expect 80s sort of stuff to be like. Schoolgirls Night Out. It's pretty good. Yeah, Karen Lawrence, good female vocals crossing between the sort of rock and pop and whatever. A little bit more, I think maybe this one's a little bit more in your face than the other one was, but it's good stuff. So yeah, pleased to get hold of that. As I was saying to somebody at the record fair, you know, you get some of these people and they say, "Oh, you're looking for anything in particular?" It's like, well, no, mate, because what I'm like, most of the stuff that I want, I've got. I'm just looking for oddities or obscure things that nobody's ever heard of, basically. And so, you know, if you have got them, you've probably put them in your cheap box. So it's always great when you find sort of things like this, because nobody else particularly wants them anyway, so they don't normally end up costing much. I think this was probably about £2. But anyway, there you go. So yeah, Karen Lawrence, great singer, really good, and that's her other album I've got now as well. So there's another one in the cabinet. And finally, somebody who I've been meaning to get an album by for quite a long time. She's made lots of records, or she did make loads of records back in the 70s, 80s. There's a lady called Karla Bonoff. I think she writes for a lot of other people as well now, and I kept meaning to pick one up, but it's one of those things you think, oh yeah, I must get some of them. But then I saw this one and I thought, all right, let's grab hold of that. This is Great stuff, really good. Karla Bonoff put out a stack of, got on there, really well made, really well sort of polished, well written songs and stuff, well worth getting a listen to if you've never come across her before and you like that sort of 80s rock pop singing type stuff. Good stuff. Karla Bonoff. And that's it. So that's what I picked up this week. Most of it at the record fair. The last 2 or 3 I got off a mail order. Nice to be back out in the wild again. I have got a particularly big record shop that I'm planning on trying to get to in the next few weeks before the weather turns really horrible, because they've normally got a lot of stuff that you can pick up at a decent price, so that might be quite good. So thank you very much everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the new shorts series, by the way. I'm not sure how many of them will have been out by the time this comes out. The One Night Stands series, turn that into a short now where we just do one album at a time, because the first couple, I thought people probably weren't all that interested in listening to all of them, but maybe if you just see one album there, it might capture people's attention for that short, like sub 3 minute bit. To have a look what it is, and so we'll be testing that over the next week or so, see how that goes, and then I'm just putting the final touches together to the Deep Purple thing, which I did say right at the very beginning, when we're coming up to the 3rd anniversary of the channel now, with its hundreds different monikers, which I think most people thought I'd probably launch straight into straight away. I had this idea of trying to get the thing built up a bit first, but I think it's probably time to jump in and get on with it. We're up to 300 subscribers now, which is great, fantastic. Thank you very much. It'd be really nice if we could get it somewhere near 5 soon. I don't know if we do that before the end of the year, but it'd be good if we could. Thanks to everybody who watches and the people who comment, and let me know what you think about what I've picked up. There you go. See you next time.